Hey guys, SpotReview back with another video. So today I'll be reviewing the Google Pixel 4a that I got off of google.com for $349, and we'll be seeing why it's the best phone on the market right now compared to the Note 20 Ultra and the Samsung S20 Ultra. Alright guys, so I have the phone all set up here, and it's pretty easy to set up just like any other Android phone, but this was my first Google device, and it's actually pretty easier to set up than the normal Android phones you get. But yeah, it's a much easier interface and it's much easier to use, so I guess that's why it was much easier. But yeah, I've had the phone set up, and first thoughts, I have the clear case put on it, but if you take it off, you do have like this matte finish on the back of the phone, and it's actually pretty nice. It feels kind of like a premium phone, but not yet, but has like a kind of rubbery plastic feel, and it feels pretty nice in your hands. And you also have your camera setup here. Now you have your flash and your 8 megapixel single camera. Now this isn't a dual camera setup, but that's fine for a $349 phone, and the camera's actually pretty good. Now I'll be throwing some photos up in a minute, but yeah, the camera's actually pretty good, but it does have a 5 megapixel front facing camera, which isn't that good, and 5 megapixels you won't really be taking any good photos with it, but it's an okay camera. But the portrait photos are pretty good. But yeah, when I was doing like WhatsApp video calls or just any video calls, the camera resolution was really bad, so I wouldn't recommend doing video calls or anything like that. But yeah, one of the things that I really like straight off the bat with the Pixel 4a is the always on display you get. This display is actually really nice. It's really crisp. You get your time, date, weather on it, and the animation is really nice too. On the bottom you get your battery percentage, and that's also pretty nice. And yeah, everything's just super crisp, and it's really nice. And also one thing, since this was my first Google device, as I mentioned before, the power button's actually on the top instead of the bottom, and the power button's actually a different color. Now on every single Google phone it's a different color, and I would prefer red, but they went with kind of like a mint color, and I'm fine with that, but I just gotta get used to the power button being on the top instead of the bottom because I'm used to a Samsung phone. But yeah, it also has a fingerprint scanner. It's kind of like into the phone, so it's not really like a huge bump or anything. But yeah, fingerprint scanner is actually pretty fast, as you can see here. I'm gonna hold it, and then yeah, it's already unlocked, so it's pretty fast. Let me do it again. It's pretty fast fingerprint reader for a $349 phone, but this is a Google phone, so you will be expecting some big performance gains and software updates. But yeah, so one of the other things I noticed when I set up the phone is that the screen is really crisp and smooth. It's kind of like a 90 hertz display, but when you do some scrolling, it's kind of like a 60 hertz display. But on the phone it actually portrays the screen to be a bit faster. See, it's like much faster on the phone, so for you guys it might look like a 90 hertz display, but in real life it's kind of like a 60 hertz display. But yeah, I'm also recording on a Samsung S20 Ultra. I'm trying to change up my cameras to see which one is the best, so you guys let me know which one is the best. Now I was using a Nikon camera before, and it's an old camera, so I wanted to see if this would be better. But yeah, so I'm gonna run a Geekbench. I actually ran a Geekbench test before I turn on the camera, and this is what you got with the Snapdragon 670 chip. Now this chip is a mid-range processor, and you won't really be getting the 865 processor levels, but you won't really need that since many people don't really game heavily on this phone, and the 865 in my opinion is just overkill for a phone. Now this processor does just fine, as you can see. There's no lags or anything. You scrolling up and down, nothing is really that bad. It opens everything just fine. It's not lagging or anything. So in my opinion, this is one of the best phones you can get. I feel like it's not better than the Note 20 Ultra or S20 Ultra, but I would recommend getting this phone instead of those two if you want to save your money, because those phones are just overkill for me. But in my opinion, if you like phones that have a big screen, super fast display, a really good camera, I would recommend for you to go for the Note 20 or S20. But if you're on a budget, you don't really care about what phone you want to get, but you do want a nice phone, I'd say this Pixel 4a is the best phone for you. But yeah, I want to throw some photos that I took with the phone right now, and it's actually much better than I thought they would be, considering this is only a 8 megapixel camera on the back, not like a 16 megapixel camera or anything like that. But yeah, I was actually pretty shocked. But again, the 5 megapixel camera is just horrible. I don't think you can take any photos with it. Just the portrait photos are good with it. So yeah, everything's pretty good. You got some good modes here and there, and here's your switch and your switch back. But yeah, it's actually pretty good display. It's really responsive, as I said before. But yeah, I want to throw up the one of the photos that I took with this phone, and it's really nice. Alright, so this was the photo that you just saw on your screen right now, and I did take it in two different modes. This was normal mode and then portrait, and on your screen it actually looks a bit more saturated, and that's just because of the S20 Ultra's video taking software. But other than that, it looks pretty nice. It's a pretty nice phone. Now I will be uploading another video to my channel on how to take pro photos and much better photos with this phone instead of like a DSLR. Now I have a Nikon D5100, I'm pretty sure, and that camera was released in 2010 or 2011. Not really sure, but that camera is pretty old right now, and the video taking capabilities are not that good. As you can see, this camera right here. So yeah, so the camera takes really good photos, but the video taking capabilities are just not that good. So I'm trying to switch over to different cameras and see which one is the best. So that's why you see me recording with the S20 Ultra right now. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked this video. My opinion, the Pixel 4a is one of the best phones you can buy right now. And if you do like this video, make sure to check out my other videos too. And yeah guys, peace.